I contemplated, I didn't know if I was going to bring this story up today, but I figured you and I could have it's such a bizarre story. And I think we could handle it in a way that I think it'll be a fun conversation, even though it's a weird story.
Huh.
Did you hear this Cobra Kai story?
No.
Oh my God. Oh. Cobra Kai villain Martin Kove kicked out of a fan event after allegedly biting his co-star, Alicia Hannah Kim. Kove told the police that he was being funny. Okay. Cobra Kai alum Martin Kove, known for having played the villainous John Kreese in the Netflix series and the original Karate Kid movie and its sequel, was escorted out of a fan event Sunday after biting former co-star Alicia Hannah Kim, according to police report. The document, reviewed by Entertainment Weekly, noted that Hannah Kim, who portrayed Kim Da-eun on more than a dozen episodes of the Emmy-nominated martial arts series, saw Kove when both appeared at the Washington State Summit Con in, where's it, pull up? I guess so. She stopped to say hello to him, and that's when he grabbed her and bit her, she told him. I walked past Martin Kove, tapped him on the shoulder and said hello, and he turned around, he grabbed my arm, and he bit down hard, almost drawing blood. She explained in a handwritten statement to police. I yelped, drew back, and then he grabbed my arm again to kiss it. The actress said she withdrew to her table and told her handler as well as her husband, Sebastian Roche. I had visible teeth marks and immediate bruising and pain, she continued in her statement. We approached Martin in the green room later, and he was furious and outraged and visibly angry when I told him calmly not to bite me. He insisted he bit me for fun. Kove told police he was messing around. The officer who fled the report said the officer told the actor that what he'd done was illegal. Kove admitted to biting her arm and said he did it out of jest and he thought he was being funny, and they play fight all the time on set of Cobra Kai and didn't think it was that big of a deal. Eventually, Hannah Kim spoke to Kove and he apologized. When the actress opted not to press charges, she filed a report, and her injury was documented in the case of future incidents, the officer wrote. That's enough to read out of this, but like, this is one of the most bizarre stories in general. Like,
wait, I wanted you to keep going. I asked him if he wanted to. What was that?
All right, we'll keep going. I asked him if he wanted to provide a voluntary written statement, but he declined. And shaking my hand, he thanked me, as did his son. His son was very nice. Remember when we interviewed him, Rox? Quite a lot.
Yeah.
And he was escorted out of SummerCon, according to the officer. Entertainment Weekly has reached out to reps for both Kove and Hannah. Okay, that's it. So it's such a bizarre story because it answers one of my questions. Because I was like, all right, what was his response? Because I didn't read the whole. I like to read the articles on air with you, so I have the same thing. I just saw the headline, and that is like, what do you say? Hey, how's it going? Good. It's like, and does he smile afterwards? Does he say yum? Like, what does he do like afterwards to make it seem like that's okay? Plus the fact, if he bit hard enough to, I mean, like, I've known you for at least 10 plus years, and we've goofed around, and I would never bite you because
but I've had people bite me before.
I love True Classic. That's how I'm going to start this. I have fallen in love with them. I have so many new things, whether it comes to t-shirts, whether it is sweatpants, things I go to the gym for. I love it. I absolutely love them. At True Classic, the mission goes beyond fit and fabric. It's about helping guys show up with confidence and purpose. The gear fits right, it feels amazing, and it's priced so guys everywhere can step into confidence without stepping out of their budget. What really sets them apart, it's not just about the fit or the fabric, it's the intention behind everything that they do. True Classic was built to make an impact, whether it's helping men show up better in their daily lives, giving back to undeserved communities, or making people laugh with ads that don't take themselves too serious. They lead with purpose. So I have been loving True Classic. I got them. I've got a bunch of things that, again, like I said, shirts, pants, and I told my wife the other day, I said, I don't know if I want to go anywhere else right now. True Classic. I mean, I'm telling you, I went out to go out with some friends. I was wearing this True Classic t-shirt. They fit really nice. They just they're comfortable. It's good material. I love it. And you don't have to worry about it. Just get rid of the overpriced designer brands. Ditch the disposable fast fashion. True Classic is built for comfort. It's built to last, and it's built to give back. You can grab them anywhere. Target, Costco. You can head to trueclassic.com/Kristian. That's where you really should go, and get hooked up today. You will love it. I have been swearing by it. I'm telling you, this is me telling you straight up. I love this brand. I love True Classic. Friends,
Yes.
you just bite you, like, but break skin bite you.
I had one friend growing up who every time that person would see anybody who'd lick them.
Okay, that's different.
And I know many people who like playfully think they're playfully biting. Yeah. Like punch it, like what's up,
Right.
biting.
Right.
Yeah. There's
It's just like the fact that, and then, I see, if it's to relate, if she felt like that was crazy enough for her, like it clearly didn't happen a lot. Play fighting might have happened on set, but not enough. It was bizarre enough for her that she went to the cops.
it's the extent of how hard the bite was that was a little confusing, because she's
Right.
like, he almost drew blood.
Right.
I've never had somebody like that. That doesn't sound like a play bite. That sounds like a bite. The thing that I think is, there's so many weird elements to this. The only thing that I can think of, because again, pulling from my own personal life, because guys like do this sometimes. I don't know how to describe that better, but guys like do this. They'll bite my shoulder. They're always 100% of the time drunk. I've never had a guy sober bite my shoulder. I have to assume he was drunk. I don't want to.
He's also, I mean, this is not an excuse at all. I'm just saying he's also an older gentleman who might have just been like, thinks that's okay. Maybe I don't know what the excuse is. I really don't know.
I just can't imagine a world in which he's not hammered when he did this. And then to get angry about it further show. And again, I don't know if this man's sober, not sober. Like, I'm not trying to out him for anything,
Right.
but he had to have been drunk. And I think he had to have been, then when he got mad, like pissed drunk.
It's also no other word except, "Hey, how's it going?" It's like no lead up to it. They're not having a play fight, and then he does it. She just goes, "Hey, how are you?" And it's like, you know what? I'm not gonna say hi. I'm just gonna bite you, and I'm gonna bite you hard enough to where you can call the cops on me. It's like, what is?
I feel like she tried to not call the cops, but he was not acknowledging what he did. Like, it seems like her and her husband went to him and were like, "That was messed up," and he was pissed. Like, and I think she was like, "Well, I guess I have to report this because I tried to figure this out," and he got angry.
And it's not like, they don't work together anymore, but they're gonna do more conventions like this together. And she worked with him pretty close on that show, that it would make sense that she would say, "Hey, it's Martin Kove." We would say hi. And yeah, I mean, he's a big dude. So
yeah,
I wouldn't want to get bit by Martin Kove.
How come you're not acknowledging what I'm saying? Do you think he did this sober?
I can't speculate on that. I don't know. It's
you
possible.
Think there's a world in which he did this sober?
Yeah, I think he's a bizarre dude. I think he comes from a very different world. And I also think that, you heard that, and again, shouldn't have done it. It's assault. But like, that story of, did you ever hear the Bill Hader story about him?
No.
There's a story Bill Hader told about him when Bill Hader was, Bill Hader before he blew up, and he drove a lot of celebrities around and stuff, and he drove Martin Kove around, and Martin Kove got him in trouble. I can't remember the extent of what it was, but he basically got him in trouble. And then he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry I got you in trouble." He's like, "Let's go get a milkshake or a cookie or something like that." And he's like, I'll go get you. He's like, "You want a cookie? You want a milkshake?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" He's like, "Right, pull over and I'll get you a milkshake and a cookie," whatever it was. And so Martin Kove goes in, and the fact that he offered to get a milkshake and a cookie, it's like, and so then he goes out and he gets the milkshake and the cookie, and he sits in the back of the seat and he looks at Bill Hader and he eats the cookie and the milkshake, doesn't give him anything, and just has him take him home.
Like, Bill Hader tells that story as a joke?
No, he tells him.
He's pissed about it, or he tells it like,
saying he's a dick. Saying he's a real dick.
Oh wow! I'm looking him up right now to see if he has some kind of.
He was. I mean, look, I'll say we interviewed him. He was nice to us, but I mean, he's also promoting stuff. So, either way, it's look at people. Look that story up about Bill Hader and Martin Kove. It's out there, but I just said, I don't know. I said, this is one of those stories. This is a story that we would have covered on Collider Live back in the day. And I was just like,
Yeah, this kind of stuff is strange because it's also like, what is their relationship
Right.
that
Right.
he did that? But clearly not good. She called the cops. You bit
Right.
her, she called the cops.
Well, he has a different understanding of their relationship than she does, right?
Yeah.
And I think that most people, no matter, I mean, I don't think anybody, him and Stallone are good friends. I don't think Stallone want Martin Kove to bite him. It's also we worked together for a little bit. Don't bite me, dude. You want to play around? Hey, look who it is, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
Also,
Anyway,
it's inappropriate to bite anyone because it's assault. It's particularly inappropriate to bite a married person. And
right,
I think she was
right,
like, my husband and I walked in there because she probably comes back with a bruised arm,
and
with
bodily fluids on
with
her.
teeth marks,
Yeah,
and her husband's probably like, what the fuck?
right,
And
right.
she's
That's a great point. That is a great point to where, like, you know, you come back, if my wife comes back and says, and she's just someone who's working with, and she's like disheveled, like, what happened? I just ran into Martin. Oh, cool. How's he doing? He just bit me. I go, what?
and
Wait,
then she shows it to you.
right. So it sounded like you said he bit you, and then she shows you. You're like, I'd be like, let's go kick Crease's ass.
Yeah, 100%,
Yeah,
100%. And I think that's why the article very specifically was like, she was like, I was with my husband
yeah.
and we
And
went to his room to be like, why'd you bite me?
why'd you bite me?
Don't
And
do
it's
that.
like, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
bizarre.
very
What do
odd.
you what do you make of this story? I know that we don't normally cover stories like this, but it was just too great to as far as the story itself, not the fact that the poor woman got bit. What do you make of this? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know.